Hiya guys, I'm F1 and you're listening to Youtubers Decoded.
Hi everyone and welcome back to F1 Youtubers Decoded. Today's guest is a very close friend of ours. Raz and F1 has been on YouTube since 2016 and we were immediately impressed with his determination for YouTube and his passion for Formula 1. We talk about Raz's road to YouTube and what made him start in the first place. We also talk about his struggles of everyday life and how that won't stop him trying to pursue a career in YouTube. He is a great guy and he had plenty to talk about. So Raz, thank you so much for joining us today. Eventually got the interview sorted out. We had a lot of problems, didn't we?
Yes.
Leading up to this, microphone problems, a lot of technical problems. But we're here for the interview. First of all, how are you? Are you okay?
I'm very well, thank you. Cheers for having me on. I'm
No
really
problem.
loving it, and it's been a while, and I'm really grateful that you're having me on because this is the first time that we have of you and me actually working together. I've worked with Lyle before, but let's make it a good one this time.
Yes, you were on our channel a few years ago with Lyle. Yes, this is the first time me and you have worked on a video. So the first question I'm going to go on to, well, the first topic rather, is going to be YouTube. You know, I do it, you do it, and we both love it so much, don't we? So
Yeah.
you started in 2016, roughly. I think you started about 10 days after we did. So like, you know, our channels are roughly the same age.
Yes.
And you basically started, well, do you want to explain to people how or why you started doing YouTube?
Well, basically, I had labyrinthitis about 3 years ago,
Mhm.
and I was feeling really unwell, and I got something called depersonalization,
Mhm.
where I knew what was going on around me, but I felt like I was in a coma. So
Oh,
and then somebody I didn't speak for 5 days because somebody said they couldn't understand me. And then the doctors tried to find a way to make me speak again because I took it quite literally what they said, and that sent me into a panic attack, and I didn't speak for 5 days. So what happened was the doctor said to me, Raz, I know you can understand me. Just get yourself a camera and start talking about Formula One because I know you love it. And then I sort of thought about it and said, you know what? If I'm going to do it and record it, I might as well put it on YouTube. And that's sort of how it started, basically. And now it helps my anxiety levels to go down. I mean, I've not suffered with anxiety since I've started YouTube, or shall I say, it's helped me control it a lot more.
Very inspiring, very moving story, I must say, Raz. I actually didn't even know that. I was aware of the anxiety thing as well, but even before that as well, it's a very, you know, moving story as well. And you know, fully respect that as well. Like what you do as well. I mean, you always post on YouTube all the time talking about Formula One. It's a big sport for you as well. And, you know, like myself, but you know, you're a very true inspiration to many people as well, Raz. You know, just to keep going, doesn't matter what kind of
Yeah.
things you come up against.
And yeah, I mean, the thing is, every single subscriber that I'm getting, every single like that I'm getting, every single comment that I'm getting just means the world to me. You know, it makes me cry. You know, it makes me really
Yeah.
emotional because I just, I'm just having doing this as part of therapy, really, because
Mhm.
every time I suffer with anxiety or get a panic attack, now I just do a video, you know, and then it helps me with my confidence as well. So
Brilliant.
all credit to you, to everybody watching, and especially you guys for giving me opportunities like being on your show, and you know, I've been on the F1 Fanatics before with Mike,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna have another collaboration with them soon. And I really enjoy these sort of collaborations,
Mm-hmm.
and I really want to thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Yeah, no problem at all, Raz. Like I was saying to Aldas and I was saying to Chazza as well that we are like a community in Formula One. It's a community like no other. It's got its positives and it's got its negatives. But like we always look out for each other, especially those on YouTube. Like a lot of people were like on our side when we were growing as well. Aldas
Yeah,
as well. Massive thanks to him pushing us over 1,000. But then we're also looking after people who are in a position where we were. So, for example, like yourself, like we would always try and support like those channels who are lower in the subscriber ranks and try and get them up as well, up at the same level as us, like yourself, and as well like Mike from F1 Fanatics as well, and Mike and Ash, sorry, from F1 Fanatics. I mean, they're a brilliant YouTube channel, and so is
yeah,
yours. And there are other people out there who have roughly the same subscribers as you, or less, or even more, but they always need the support as well. Like they always need that push and
yeah,
motivation as well. So I think it's always good that we keep this community nice and positive as well, especially on YouTube, a place where people go to for like a space away from reality and stuff, like, and we kind of bring that reality away from them, if you know what I mean. Like, okay, let's just watch YouTube for an hour. Let's watch a bit of Raz and F1. What's he got to say
yeah,
about the weekend's
yeah,
racing, or an opinion on something as well. So, like you as well, you help people as well. And let's say other people have anxiety as well. They'll come onto YouTube, watch Raz and F1, and hopefully that would have calmed them down a bit, or even not so much cured them, but like make life for them a bit easier as well. So not only like a subscriber is inspirational to you, but you are like inspirational to other people as well. So
yeah.
certainly keep that going. Certainly keep it up.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I will keep it going. I mean, it's just what I love,
Hmm.
and I do a bit of translating and tutoring as well
Yes.
because I've got a translating business. Yeah, but I've made my YouTube channel part of that now because that the YouTube is basically taking most of your time. But I
Yeah,
really enjoy doing what I do.
you've got to as well. You do have to enjoy it. So my next point on YouTube is, what's your aim on YouTube? Where do you want to be at some point in the future? So like you're on YouTube, you've got to drive. What's the goal? Where do you want to be at?
Well, basically, because I mean, I'm obviously in a wheelchair, and obviously disabled. So but I get I'm on benefits, but they don't pay for they don't pay for certain things like going out and things.
Hmm.
But I just want to try and get I just want to try and get to a point where I can get the YouTube to enable me to sort of get a bit of pocket money, if you want to say it like that. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
that's not the main aim. The main aim is to, as I said, overcome my anxieties, and which I'm doing and which I have done. Get more confident, learn a lot more stuff about video creating,
Hmm.
meet awesome people like yourself, and just get more confident, and just enjoy the experience, meet
Yeah,
new
brilliant.
people, and
Hmm.
that's it, because I mean, as you said, and as Mike said before as well, you don't see the disability, we just two guys who love Formula One, yeah,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
that's what I love about the sport, and it really helps me out, because I'm sort of equal to you, and
Mhm.
nobody's judging nobody.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, like what you were saying there about the whole getting to where you want to be as well. I just want to say as well that we'll be leaving links to your YouTube channel in the description below, and probably as well to your translation business as well. So if anybody hasn't subscribed to Razan F1, go over, check out his content, check out his views, check out his opinions. Very, very good content creator as well. Got a lot to learn as well. He's got good future ahead of him, definitely. So certainly going worth checking him out as well. Like I said, links will be in the description below. So you were saying about Formula One, how like it brings you away from like, you know, your home life or whatever, like away from your anxiety or whatever. It helps it. So we spoke about YouTube. You started that in 2016. I'm pretty sure you haven't been following F1 since 2016. So how did you get into Formula One?
I mean, how old are you? You're about 22.
I'm 22. Yes, I'm nearly 23.
I'm 35 now, so I've been watching Formula One for 29 years. So
Since you were 6, yeah.
since I was 6, my dad
Okay.
actually got me into it. Actually,
Oh, did he?
you know, the first race I ever saw, from what I can remember, was that tragic race, I think, in Imola. But I just love the sport, you know what I mean? I just been following ever since, you know what I mean? And as I said, Formula One helped me out in so many levels, you know what I mean? I just love everything about it. And
Yeah.
for that sort of 2 hours or whatever it is, I'm just forgetting everything, you know, everything around me, and just immerse myself in Formula One, so to
Yeah.
speak.
Brilliant. See, Formula One, it's such a unique sport, isn't it? It's a
Yeah.
sport like no other, but a bit of a tragic way to come into Formula One. I mean, your very first race you watched was Imola 1994. Like, I mean, wow, I'm surprised I didn't put you off altogether as well. That was a very big way to come in. So
Yeah,
yeah, go on.
yeah. Yeah. But these things happen, you know, and as I said, it was tragic, and yeah. But sort of, I'm a massive Michael Schumacher fan. Um, Obviously, I'm from Germany originally, so,
Yeah.
but you know, I was massively into Michael Schumacher as a kid, you know, and I can remember one time where where I wrote a letter to Michael Schumacher and to his fan club, and my dad actually phoned up the president, and then he made sure that I got hand signed, you know, autograph from Michael himself. So that
Wow.
was like, and my dad kept it as a reward for training, because I used to do a lot of training to get to where I am now,
Mhm.
sort of thing, because of my disability and things. But
Wow.
you know, that was, I've still got this autograph now, so you know, so that was a good way to you know, to motivate me and stuff.
Very, very good story, I must say. I mean, a handwritten, signed autograph by Michael Schumacher as well. I mean, brilliant. Obviously, I mean, if you can as well, send us the picture over. If you know where it is, the autograph, the autograph.
Yeah, I mean,
Send us a picture over on our Twitter as well, or even share it on Twitter as well, so
I,
that you know
I
we
mean,
can all see.
if you look on my YouTube channel, there is a section called "The Story Behind the Autograph."
All right. I'll go and check it out then. Yeah, go and check it out. But I mean, not many people can say that they've got a hat, like, you know, a signature from the legend that is Michael Schumacher. And obviously, no surprise that Schumacher is your hero because you're from Germany, and of course, he's from Germany as well. And that was going to be my next question as well. Who is your F1 hero? But you kind of answered that already. So what I will say is there a driver on the grid today that you would that is your favorite driver? Do you have a favorite
No,
team, or are you just kind of neutral?
I mean, I've got a really close, you know, not in the way that I know Claire Williams personally. I went to the Williams team 6 years ago.
Hmm. Yeah, you
So
did. Yeah.
yeah, so I went to the Williams team 6 years ago, and had a private tour organized by Claire Williams. I mean, unfortunately, I didn't get to meet her,
Oh, did you not? Oh.
but again, if you look on the, I've got the pictures on my Facebook page, and a picture of the letter in the story behind the autograph video. So and that was really amazing. So I've got a really close uh, affinity or soft spot, shall I say, for Williams, even though they're not doing very well lately, but they get there.
Good story. Good story. Yes, I have heard about the story too when he went to Williams for the day as well, going around the tour as well, by Claire Williams herself as well. I mean, credit on Claire as well. I mean, that was absolutely brilliant for her to do. I mean, so like, what did you get to see behind the scenes at Williams? Did you go and see the old cars? Or did you meet any drivers in particular?
I didn't get to meet any drivers because it was the Thursday before the was it the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix? So I didn't get to meet any drivers, but I got behind on a steering wheel, and I got to see the cars, and I got my hand on Pastor Maldonado's winning trophy.
Oh wow!
So I've got a picture of that as well on my Facebook page. So these things are really special, and credit to Claire as well, because the reason why I wrote to her was, or I wrote to every single Formula One team because what I wanted to do was, and what I still want to do, is I wanted to combine my business, which is translation, German translation, with my love for Formula One. And Claire was the only person that wrote back to me, and even then I thought, the most I'm gonna get is some autographs, and sort of, sorry, we're not interested, but here's some autographs. But what I actually got was a really touching letter, and they actually got me CV on file, and I mean, now with my YouTube channel, my aim is to one day do a piece for Sky TV or something. So that's what I would love to do, really.
Yeah. Oh well, keep going and keep at it, and then hopefully one day you'll be able to do that as well. I mean, set that bar high, set your goals high as well, and don't let anything stop you from getting to where you want to be as well. I mean, you should try and write back to Williams and stuff. Maybe say like, oh, maybe for the British Grand Prix or even for another race, get yourself in the paddock, get yourself a paddock pass as well with Williams. That'd be pretty cool.
Actually, I've been to the German Grand Prix in 2003 in Hockenheim, but to be honest with you, would I go again? Would I go and see a Grand Prix as a spectator again? And the answer would be no, because the only way that I would go and see a Grand Prix like live again would be like as a guest of some team or whatever, because the thing is, yes, you can have the atmosphere, but you don't really see that much of the race, do you?
No, you only see like small sections of when the cars come past, and then that's pretty much it until the next time. But I think as well, I think just being at the race itself as a spectator as well, you kind of get yourself immersed into the world of Formula One as well. You see other people's kind of passion as well. You see how other people react to the sport as well. I mean, to be fair, I've been to 3-4 Grand Prix in my time. I've loved every single one of them. Honestly, they're brilliant. The Italian Grand Prix is certainly the best one out of the lot. But certainly hopefully get yourself into with Williams or with another team, for example. get yourself into the paddock as well, you know. And then hopefully, and who knows, you might stumble across Simon Lazenby or Ted Kravitz or whoever, and you might be able to get to do your piece on Sky F1 like you wanted to.
I mean, that would be a dream. That would be a dream.
Exactly. Well, keep working hard. You know, keep at it, and then, you know.
But I think we need to get me to 1,000 subscribers before then.
Yes. Well, it doesn't have to be 1,000 to get you there. Of course, it can happen at any given point. But obviously, I know your main goal is 1,000. So, like I said, if anybody hasn't subscribed to Raz, go and help them out to get them to that goal to 1,000.
Yeah, and you know, I just want to say, like, yes, I'm probably going to monetize my channel by 1,000, but only that's certainly not the main reason why I'm doing YouTube. The main reason why I'm doing YouTube is because I love it. I mean, the monetization, or if anybody wants to donate via Patreon or something, then that would just be really much appreciated, because it would enable me to go out and just do things what other people might take for granted, you know what I mean? But my main aim is to deliver quality content, you know what I mean? So, and I love what I do.
Yeah, you're doing really well, Raz. I love your content as well. I love your videos. Love your opinions. We will leave links to your Patreon page as well, alongside probably your Twitter, your Twitter as well, your YouTube as well, and obviously your business as well. So obviously get down there as well. Go and help Raz out. Get him to where he wants to be as well. So let's go on to more personal things away from YouTube, away from Formula One. One thing I do know about you, and I've seen in your videos, you're a football fan.
Yes.
And you're well, I believe you're a Stoke City supporter. Is that your main team, or are you a Chelsea fan? Because I know you're like both, I think.
There's a story behind that as well.
All right, okay.
Because I'm in a wheelchair,
Mm-hmm.
and I suffer with cerebral palsy, I need to keep my body going, yeah. So
Yeah.
I need to go, and I need to go to the gym as much as I can, because otherwise I might lose the ability what I have.
All right.
So, and the thing was, my personal trainer, Warren, he is a really avid Stoke City supporter, and I said, he said, I'm going to take you to a match one day. And then bear in mind, I didn't know anything about the sport or nothing. So I said, all right then, it would be a good day out. And I mean, and then we've been doing it ever, like we do it once a month. But then again, like we do it once a month, and I really enjoy it. But I wouldn't, I enjoy the games, but Formula One is where I'm at, you know what I mean? Like, Formula One, you can ask me anything about Formula One, but I wouldn't have, I wouldn't have as much of a clue about Stoke City than what I do with Formula One. So,
So I don't think we're going to have a Raz on football anytime soon.
Nope.
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 Oh well. So we're going to go on to some questions that people have asked you.
Yes.
Did a tweet. Some people got back to us. And the first question this was going to be my next topic, but I thought I would let kind of the people ask you this. Now, this is something that happened quite recently as well. You probably know what I'm on about. So at Kids Love F1 says, what was your reaction when Will Buxton gave your channel a shout out?
I mean, I cried. I cried with joy because as I said before, I've been doing this YouTube channel now for 3 years,
Mhm.
3.5 years, and I actually thought that I was never gonna get anywhere with it, because I actually thought at one point I thought I was gonna quit doing YouTube, like quit doing the channel, because I wasn't growing. But and then what happened was I just tweeted him as a kind of, will you respond? Well, you respond? I mean, let's try it. And then he did, and the message that he sort of left me as well
Mhm.
on Twitter really made me quite emotional, because, as I said, I mean, like every single response I got from that was like, every single subscriber or like or comment or whatever made me forget like me anxiety and my disability, like, because it really meant the world to me, like.
Mhm. Yeah. I mean,
So
so if Will Buxton was listening to this, what would you want to say to him?
I mean, I tweeted him before, uh, and I said, let's go for a drink, and let's go for a drink and talk about Formula One, and just maybe make a video or something.
Mhm.
But obviously, that's probably not gonna happen. But you never know, do you?
Well, well, I'm assuming when you tweeted him, I bet you didn't think he was going to get back to you. So why not?
You know, but not only with Buxton, it's like the people from the F1 community. It's like, I mean, it's like, I mean, everybody has me out, even like you and like Lyle and Mike from the F1 Fanatics. Because you don't see the disability.
Mhm.
You don't see the and you just see me as a Formula One fan, and that really makes my confidence go up, and I'm grateful for every bit of support I'm getting.
So you should be as well. So you should be. I mean, it was, I mean, absolute honor for you. I'd imagine for yourself that Will Buxton got in touch with you. I even, I even tried to get in touch with him myself. So hopefully ask you a question, but unfortunately, I think it was his Instagram. I tried to get in touch with him, but he didn't get back to us, unfortunately. Which I was going to try and get him to ask you a question as well for this interview, but I couldn't find any other way of getting in touch with him other than Instagram. I was trying to find his email address. I was trying to find everything, and I couldn't
Yeah,
find it anywhere. But I tried to send a message on Instagram. It didn't work, unfortunately. But but I'm
no,
pretty sure that hopefully he'll be able to get back in touch with you, hopefully very soon.
but I mean, everyone, like yourself and like Lyle and like Mike from F1 Fanatics. I mean, they all want me on. I mean, everybody, they all want me on. I mean, I do believe we're doing a video on the 24th. I do
Mhm.
believe, with me and Mike, and I'm thinking, you gonna join us, aren't you?
I think so. Yeah, I think we are
Yeah,
about. I think it was the end of November. I think was planned.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so
Uh,
I think we'll definitely be there. I think we've already made plans to clear our schedule for then, and then so we can come on that video with you guys, which I'm really looking forward to as well. Like yourself, Raz. Like I love collaborating with other people as well. Like we've done it more this year. Well, to be fair, it's the only year we've done it. I think you were the only collaboration we did with back in 2016, and since then we didn't have anybody else on the channel. But until this year, we've just collaborated with loads of people,
yeah.
learning about the F1 community more so as well, and get people on your channel as well. Get Mike on your channel. I'm pretty sure he would do it. And I think Aldas was. I think he said that he would like to do a collaboration with you, which I mean that would be brilliant
I
for
mean,
Aldas.
I mean, it's like, I mean, I mean, what you've got to remember is, yeah, every single collaboration I'm doing, every single person, the more people that I can reach, yeah, the more people I can encourage to look past the wheelchair, you know, because as I said, you don't give a monkeys that I'm disabled. I know that Mike doesn't give a monkeys, you know, and I'm people like me are just normal people, you know. We just enjoying Formula One, and you know, you know, we can spread the message, then that's a good thing as well. And one other thing I want to say, you know, I have a lot of comments from parents with autistic kids, and they say to me, "Oh, you really helped our son coming out of his shell," you know. I mean, like, thank you, and that makes me eyes water, because if I can help one kid like that, or one person like that, or, you know, help them in any way, make their life a bit better, then it's all been worthwhile.
Exactly, that and that's what I was saying before about the whole, like, you think that other people are like an inspiration to you, but you are yourself an inspiration to other people as well. And when people like that are commenting on your videos, saying things like that, I mean, it's obviously means the world to you, and it keeps that drive going as well. And I certainly think you should definitely keep it up. I mean, you were saying just before the World Buxton thing, that you were thinking about getting rid of your channel, which I really, obviously it's your choice, of course, but I really don't think you should. No way in the world. I think you should keep going.
No. I mean, I'm definitely not getting rid of it. I mean, it's
don't.
staying, and that's what I'm doing. But the thing is, what I'm saying is, you know, because it gave me a new motivation to do it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, because it, you know, I mean, promoting my channel, it's like, you know yourself, it's hard work, you know. I mean, like, and doing these videos is hard work, and sometimes I thought, you know, are people actually gonna watch this, you know? And no, you know, but no, I definitely keep going, I mean, because it really helps me out. So then I can confirm it on here that I'm definitely gonna keep going.
Good. That's really good to hear. If there was one F1 driver on the grid today that you could have on your channel, who would it be and why?
If there's one driver that I could have on my channel, like to interview, you mean?
Yes, like to interview. Like what we're doing, like Raz F1 interviews F1 drivers, like similar to what we're doing now.
Okay, that's a difficult one, because
Getting you thinking.
I would probably say, I'll probably say, like, I'll probably say, Lando Norris or some, you know.
Good one. Good
Lando
choice.
Norris
Yeah.
would be a good one. In fact, I did actually tweet him about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did actually tweet him about it, and I did, you know, but he hasn't responded yet. But one person outside of Formula One who I would really love to have an interview with, and I think he's an inspiration, is Billy Munger.
Oh, yes.
Because, I mean, he lost his legs in that horrible crash, and people say to me that I'm an inspiration, but I would argue that and say he's an inspiration, because, you know, it took him less than 12 months to be behind the wheel again. that's just quality, and you know, I would really love to have a collaboration with him.
Yeah, good. I think you've got two really good people there that you would like to interview, racing driver wise. Like Lando Norris, like he's the up and coming thing. He's very interactive with his fans. He's very sociable. He's obviously very funny, very friendly. And then you got Billy Monger as well, who is, like you said, a very big inspiration to many, not just people, not just racing drivers, but everybody else that isn't a racing driver, who've
Yeah,
been through things like that as well, who are like thinking, "Oh, this is it, this is the end." You know, having both legs amputated, it's the end of the road, but it's not. It's just hopefully the
yeah,
beginning of something different. All right, you've had to overcome this kind of big mountain in your life, but you can certainly go, continue on from this. There is there is no stopping you apart from if you decide yourself, right? Okay, I'm going to
you
give
know,
up, and you shouldn't give up.
and the other thing is what I want to mention is the fact that I mean, I'm in a wheelchair, yeah.
Yeah.
I had I've had 35 years to get used to it,
Hmm.
right? I've had 35 years to adapt to it, and I'm not saying it's easy, but you know, when you think about it, um, Billy Munger or anybody that had an accident for that matter, or even Robert Wickens, you
Yeah.
know, um, it just happened in a split second, and to come to not lose faith and keep on believing what is possible,
Hmm.
then I think they are more of an inspiration than me because they had to face adversity later later on in life, and
Hmm.
they've lost something later on in life, whereas I'm just in a wheelchair and don't really know what it's like to be walking. Um, same goes for Alex Zanardi, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously we've all got different ways of coping and stuff like that. I mean, but I think everyone is an inspiration to themselves and to other people in one shape or form. It doesn't matter whether you're the best, driver in the world, or if you're just, bloody Joe Bloggs from down the road. You're going to be an
Yeah,
inspiration to many other people as well. And like people have other ways of dealing with those kind of situations. Like yours is YouTube. And you're not just gonna like, instead of you kind of like being there going, right, I'm just gonna be miserable for the rest of my life, because I've got this, and I'm just gonna let it overtake everything I want to do in life. But like you've just kind of went, no, I want to still carry on with the best, with life the best I possibly can.
yeah,
And doing YouTube, like you said, it's not easy. Doesn't matter who you are, it's never easy. But it does take confidence, a lot of confidence, to go on camera to give your opinion about something. And especially
yeah,
in the world of Formula One, it can be very harsh to give your opinion. You've got to be very careful with what you say. And not a lot of people, they don't want that. They're like, avoid it at all costs. But of
yeah,
course, you're not bothered. You're just, right, this is my opinion. Like it or lump it, I'm not
yeah.
bothered. You know,
But what brought you onto the YouTube game?
me. Um, I'm gonna
You
I'm
and
gonna
Lyle.
I'm gonna save that for our Q&A. That's coming out. I'm gonna save that question for the Q&A.
Okay. Um.
Um, because I think someone's asked that question, so I'm going to save that for when we do our Q&A, which is probably coming out round about, well, soon. I think it'll be coming out after this, but I'll save it for then. But
How did you get into Formula One then?
well, I've explained this before on various other videos. I would be at my grandparents watching the race would be on. I'll be sitting there kind of just watching it, nothing really, like not taking that much interest, but I would be aware it was on. And then over the years, I've just kind of still watched it, but not I didn't know every driver, I didn't know every team. I knew Schumacher, I knew Hamilton, I knew Button.
Yeah.
I didn't know like Barrichello. I think I knew Barrichello, but I didn't know like the other drivers like Montoya and Raikkonen and stuff. I didn't know any of them.
Yeah.
And then it probably not until the 2010 British Grand Prix, I went there with the school. Me and Lyle went there, and that's when my love for it took off.
Yeah.
Completely took off. Where I went utter crazy about it. I bought the game. I learned all the teams, all the drivers, all the circuits. I
Yeah.
then and then afterwards, I just got to a certain point where I was like, right, I want to learn, previous, um, you know, years of Formula One. And then my favorite driver of all time is Jim Clark, which is a bit weird because he died in '68 and I was born in '96. So it's a massive year. But when you read up other stories about racing drivers, it just makes you love the sport even more, especially
Yeah.
how dangerous it was back in the '50s and '60s when F1 was just starting out. So, and then yeah, pretty much since 2010, I've just been crazy about the sport, and even now, it's even bigger now because I'm doing this, and I learn. You're always learning about Formula One. You're always
Yeah.
learning new things.
Definitely.
I mean, learning things as well about F1. There's always new rules to understand every year. I mean, we've got big ones coming through in 2021. Well, at the time of record, nothing's been confirmed as to what's happening yet. That might have all changed by the time this video goes out.
Yeah.
But what is the one thing that you would change about Formula One, Rise? If there was one rule you could apply to the sport, doesn't matter what it could be, it can be anything you want. What would it be and why?
I would. Um, I wouldn't necessarily change the sport,
Hmm.
but I wouldn't necessarily bring in a rule. But I would just be more give the teams less of a controlling stake in it.
Yeah.
It's like because I mean when back when Bernie Eccleston was running the show,
Hmm.
um, I mean he did some awful things for the some awful rules for the in terms of for the benefit of the sport, but he also ran it with a bit of an iron fist. Um,
Yeah.
where what I mean is, he would say to the teams, you either these are the rules, and you either like them or you can do one. And
Yeah.
nobody's forcing you to
Mm.
be in Formula One. Um, but I think there was a tweet from John C from the F1 word with Sean,
Mhm.
where he says these are the rules, and there's the door. If you don't like it, there's the door, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I think Liberty Media are too scared to put their foot down, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you know, that's it. That's one of the things I would change.
Oh yeah, I think that's a good rule as well. Like a lot of people are not with that, with the whole, if like, okay, here's like for example, here's a brand new rule about qualifying. 9 teams say yes, but one team says no, and then that's it. All right, not all these agree. It should
Yeah,
be like what you said before about how Bernie used to run it. These are the rules. Like it or lump it. If you don't like it, the door's there. Even like for, I mean, teams have always threatened to leave the sport.
yeah,
Ferrari have over the years, Red Bull have, even Mercedes have quite recently. So, I mean, there's other teams as well lower down the grid that will threaten to leave because it's not going their way in terms of it's always the big teams that kind of command. I think recently, the scrap the whole qualifying rule thing, the qualifying trial where the race like there'll be like a mini race in qualifying, um,
yeah,
instead of having the usual format, and they were going to trial it in 2020 for 3 races. I think it was Belgium, Paul Ricard, and somewhere else. I can't remember the third race, but and then I think 2 teams said no to that, and Mercedes was one of them, which Total Wolf confirmed, and no surprises. Well, to be fair, I think nobody needs to guess as to who the other team is because it's Ferrari.
Yeah,
So so they're gonna like, well, no, we don't want that. But it's like, well, you aren't Formula One. You aren't running the show. Like,
yeah.
it's
It's like
it's ridiculous.
it's like if I mean, let's say I let's say you want to have like the F1 debate show FC or whatever football club,
Mhm,
football team, yeah,
mhm.
and you want to, I mean, football has been around for donkey's years,
Yeah.
and nobody's ever changed the rules, have they? Sort of, not as
Mhm.
dramatically, and certainly football wouldn't change the rules for one team, um,
Exactly. Yeah, like with football, like the rules, like they'll go right. Okay, these are the rules. Well, I mean, a team can't exactly get up and leave, really, because it's such a big organization to kind of get up and move it in a way. So it's like, right, these are the rules. You have to get over them. And it's not like right, okay, 19 teams in the Premier League say yes, but one says no, and that's Liverpool, for example. Right, we're not going to change the rules. It's like, well, no, because we're all playing the same sport.
yeah,
We've all got to apply to it as well. But I mean, there'll always be like controversy around rule changes and stuff like that. There's always going to be. In Formula One,
yeah.
it's always been a controversial sport whenever you change something. Like when they changed
I
the design of the cars from '08 to '09, then the Halo cockpit, then the V6 engine. They were all complaining, but you just get used to it, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, I feel genuinely worried for Formula One.
It's going in a wrong. I think it's in a bit of a mess at the moment. I think it is. I think a lot of people are saying it's in a good place as well, but in my opinion, it's almost like nobody knows where they want to go. The all
Uh, and,
the
and
problem is that they're trying to go back to the old days, but then try and be economical at the same time, and you can't do that. You're trying to have fast cars and greener engines and stuff, and it's like,
but
but it's not working.
the bigger threat is, or the biggest hurdle is Formula E.
Mhm.
I
Because you got.
think because, to be honest with you, Formula E, right? Um, from what I know, um, they've got something ridiculous like 50-year exclusivity contract for electric engines or something.
Mhm,
And I'm just thinking, sooner or later, Formula One has to go electric,
mhm,
but then again they can't because of that contract.
mhm.
So what's gonna happen? So
Maybe
I,
form.
I, I don't know whether they're gonna merge or what, but as it currently stands, I think Formula E is more attractive to Formula E is more attractive to new teams because there's less politics involved. Yeah,
Mhm,
there's less, there's less argy-bargy about. You know what I mean? And I personally think cost the cost cap is a waste of time
mhm,
because the uh, the Formula One teams that are already doing their research on,
mhm.
before the cost cap comes into place. So by the time the cost cap does come into place, they're going to be miles ahead because of the research.
Mhm. Exactly. So certainly, a lot of car manufacturers, for example, like Audi and Porsche and BMW, they all seem to be going to Formula E rather than Formula One because, like you said, it's easier to manage. There's less politics, and it's the future. I think certainly Formula One. I think Formula E might change its name to Formula One. I don't know. I don't know what the future will hold between the two sports. It might be Formula One slash E. I don't know. That's the interesting thing. It's like what's going to happen because like
Yeah,
yes, like eventually there will be all electric engines in every car on the planet, and then the sport surely has to go the same way. So like, what do? Do you scrap Formula One and get Formula E, or do you scrap Formula E and that takes over as Formula One, or what, or what? Why?
Yeah.
What happens? Or do you just have two sports with electric engines and just have a different series? Because Formula Two will be electric, Formula Three will be electric. So where do you go from there? I think.
Yeah, but then you've got to consider the legal implications, isn't it? Because it's like they've got, if that's right, they've got a 50-year exclusivity contract, haven't they?
Mhm. Exactly that. Obviously, they've got to overcome that as well in that politics thing. But whether they can agree some sort of deal, I'm pretty sure they'll negotiate one day where they'll try and get around that deal, or somehow. You know what teams are like in this day and age.
Yeah.
You know how the sports run as well. So final question, Raz. I ask everybody this. I interview. I want to know your F1 dream team. So I want two drivers that you would have in your team, one car, any car that's been involved in Formula One from 1950 till present day, and the one team boss who would be in charge of your team. So two drivers, one car, and one boss. Who would it be?
Well, two drivers has got to be Nicky Lauda
Mm,
and Schumacher.
two quick drivers, yeah.
The car would have to be, I'm gonna say, the Braun O1
Yeah.
from
Good thought.
2009,
Mm.
and the team principal would have to be. It's gonna be. I would have to say. I would have to say John Todd.
Jean Todt. Good boss. Very abrupt, very honest, very gifted, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, good choice. So, and what would your team name be? What would you want to call your Formula One dream team?
Just well, I can't call it Razev one because
Raz and
but
F1 team.
yeah. I would have to say I would have to say like uh I I would call it HTF1, but that's only because Hyperman Translation, which is
Yeah,
my translation business.
good one. Get a Harman translation livery on the go on the car as well. So get some sponsorship through that. That'll be quite good.
So
HTF1, very very good. Sounds like HRT at the same time. A bit of like nostalgic feel to that, I
yeah.
believe as well. So that sounds pretty cool.
So
That's
what do you think is going to happen to Renault?
Oh, what do you mean, like in the future of Renault?
Yes.
Ooh, I think they'll walk. I think they'll walk.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just getting the vibe of what is it like? I think the Japanese thing would have tarnished their reputation with the brake and assist, I think it is, or that they had on the car.
I was really surprised that they didn't get tracked out and banned from the championship.
Because apparently they've had this system on their car since 2015 is the earliest that they've mentioned, because Grosjean said that he raced with it from in 2015. So how long
Yeah,
has it been on
but
their car?
what I don't understand, yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, because I did a video about it, as well, because I said, well, I said, when I did a video about it, I said, they should they should have been, in my opinion, they should have been checked out, banned from the championship, because you know, they're the only team that had previous, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
with the whole two, you know, when PK
Yeah,
crashed
with
into the wall,
Rushgate. Yeah.
crash guy, and but you know, and they've now been caught cheating again, but you know, on reflection, I'm thinking, why did they do it? You know, because Ricardo said that it doesn't make that much of a difference.
Mm-hmm.
So
Probably just to try and probably like a trial and error thing to try and get an advantage over the rest of the field. But like, yeah, like it hasn't done them any favors because Renault are like fifth in the championship, and the results this season have been bang average. So is it worth it in the end?
yeah,
I mean, unless it might have been planned for something for 2021, just have it on the car for now, and then maybe in 2021 it could have been a real big effect on the car. And then if they were caught after then, let's say if they were winning races and stuff, then every chance they would have been kicked out, just to show that the sport is like it's not a pushover. It's like there's no, you know what I mean? Like when
yeah,
McLaren was caught in Spygate, they got chucked out of the championship in 2007. So I think if Renault were at the top, it could have been different. It could have been set out differently. But I don't know much about the hearing and stuff like what was said. But apart from that, obviously it was fine. So that was it. That was just kind of a slap in the
yeah,
wrist and just get on with it. Don't have it on your car again. So if Renault do get caught again with any kind of illegal system on their car, then I'm pretty sure the outcome will be a lot more serious. But probably the FIA will probably do a full investigation on the other teams to make sure they're not running anything similar on their
yeah,
cars as well, because Renault might have it on their car, but let's say Racing Point might have it on theirs, or Red Bull might have had it on theirs because they used to have a partnership, didn't they? McLaren might have it on theirs because they've got a partnership with Renault. So
yeah,
who knows? There could be a widespread of, right, this team's doing it and that team's doing it, and then they might, I don't know, undercover something else that's illegal, because Formula One teams are always pushing the boundaries of the rules, aren't they?
yeah,
And that'll continue forever till the end of time.
yeah.
And
That will always be the case. But
absolutely, it always has been and it always will be. It's
yeah,
it's 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 nothing new that we're, oh, Renault have got something illegal in their car. It's not like we're going, oh, wow, really? I was not expecting that. It's like, well, they tried, they failed, they got caught. Let's move on. That's pretty much it, isn't it?
but then if they're gonna punish the if they're gonna punish the teams, they also got to look at the stewards
Mm-hmm.
and the stewards' decisions because they've been diabolical.
Hasn't been a good year for them, has it? In 2019,
No,
no. Something needs to be changed, I think, with the stewarding as well. Like inconsistent results. Um, what is it, like, very controversial? You know, what is it, like, awarding penalties, and not only that, but they're taking so long to make up their minds about a certain penalty. Like, oh, we'll do it after the race. We'll do it 4 hours after the session has ended, or wherever, and stuff like that. Like, for example, in Mexico, it took them 4 hours to give Verstappen a grid drop, and it's like, really, 4 hours for that?
yeah,
You know what I mean? I don't know what takes so long. I mean, I don't want to criticize the stewards because it is a very tricky job to do. It's not like they're just sitting there and go, right, okay, yes, right, we're going to give him a penalty now and now. There's rules and regulations they've got to follow. There has to be like a step by step process as to what to do during a penalty. It's not like they sit there and go, right, okay, we're going to give him a 10-second stop go penalty. They have to make sure that it is the right penalty that they're giving them, that they're not just giving them a penalty because they might be, I don't know, they might know someone at Ferrari, they might know someone at Mercedes, they might give them a lighter penalty. That it's got to be the right one, and it is a tricky job, but at the same time, they're only human, and there will be human error. Like in referees in any other sport, whether it's football, rugby, and like even like NFL or whatever, like there will always be mistakes, human error mistakes. That's always going to be the case. But I understand why people are frustrated, but at the same time, they're only human, and it's not an easy job to do being a steward. I wouldn't like to be one, my opinion.
No. I mean, I agree with you on that one, but you know, it's they've got to become more consistent, and they've got to show that they know what they're doing, because
all they do as well, like they can't just give a lighter penalty in Formula One if just because it's the main sport, and let's say in Formula 2 the exact same incident happens and he gets, I don't know, a drive-through penalty in that one, and then in the other one in Formula 1 the same incident he just gets, I don't know, a fine or a slap on the wrist. It's like, well, no, that's not consistent, because how are they any different? You're just favouring them because it's Formula 1. They need to put their foot down at the same time, and that's where for me the line kind of draws. It's like, right, if something happens in Formula 2 and you get a 5-second penalty for that, therefore you should get it in Formula 1, because there's no difference in the sport apart from other new drivers, new teams, and slower cars. It's still the same sport. It's still the same. Like, it's not like in football where, like, let's say in the under 23s, for example, if someone goes in 2-footed and gets a red card, but then happens in football, but then that player gets a yellow card. It's like, well, where's the consistency in that?
Yeah.
So like it should be consistent throughout, not just in Formula 1 and Formula 2, but throughout the duration of all the way down to the very beginning of single seater racing, because when drivers are coming up, they don't know what's right and wrong. It's like, well, I got away with it in this series, but then I didn't get away with it in this series. Like, how does that work?
Exactly.
Yeah, something does need to be changed anyways, but let's hope it does. But anyways, Raz, this is where I'm going to wrap up this interview. Again, thank you so much for being on as well. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. I hope you have enjoyed yourself today.
I certainly have, and we've left it far. This was far too long in terms of we did our first collaboration 3 years ago, wasn't it?
About 3 years. I think it was roughly about 3 years ago. It was near enough the end of 2016. We did a collaboration. And obviously a lot has changed since then as well. So obviously it was an absolute pleasure having you on again. Nice working with you as well. Yeah. And of course we now know a bit more about you.
Yeah, and it's been really a pleasure for you to because it's been a real pleasure to just talk to you and just get to know you a bit more, and you enabling me to tell my story, sort of thing, because I think a lot of people didn't know that before, so but hopefully we can grow together, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And anytime you want me on, just give me a message on Skype or whatever, and then I come on your show or you come on my show or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah, I would love to be on your channel as well. If you've got any ideas as well, if you ever want us on your channel, where we are.
I mean, you probably have to do the recording, because I'm not good at that technology, but we can sort something out.
I'm just as useless. Trust me.
So if you haven't subscribed to the F1 Debate show, then please do so. They've been helping me out mega, and as I've said on many occasions before, they've got a special place in my heart, because they were the first channel that I did a collaboration with, and let's get them to 20,000 subscribers. But before you do that, please get me to 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, I think we should get Raz to 1,000 first before we concentrate on us, because we definitely get like I said, get Raz to his goal. Subscribe to him. His link to his channel, and go and subscribe to him in the description below. His Patreon page, his his business that he's got, and of course his Twitter. Go and give him a follow on Twitter as well. Go and join in the conversation with him as well. But Raz, thank you so much for joining us as well. Been an absolute pleasure. Like I said, if you are enjoying the series, let us know what you think of the series so far in the comment section below. We've done Chazza, we've done all that. We've now done Raz and F1. We've got another two more to go in this series. Can't wait for you guys to see who those people are.
Yeah. And if you do, I don't know how close you are with Aldous, but if you do get to speak to him, I would love to have a chat with him, because he's just been, I think he's grown to, what was it, 10,000 in a month or something?
It was 0 to 10,000 in 6 months or 5 months, I think it was, roughly that.
Yeah, so
massive.
I'm not jealous or anything, but I'm just curious how he did it. So, but I'm going to be watching your episode with him now, because I think it's online, isn't it?
It is, yes. As we're recording this, it went live about an hour and a half ago. So
yeah.
So hopefully people have watched it by then, and of course I hope you do enjoy it as well. Don't forget to comment on it, Raz. Give your opinion as well about all that, what you think of it as well. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, and so let me know when this one comes out, and yeah, I'm definitely gonna cross promote it, and so cheers for having me on. It's been an absolute blast.
It has, really.
One day we've got to meet in person one day. Obviously I can't travel that easily, but I'm pretty sure you can come to Stafford one day.
Absolutely.
And then we can go down the town.
That would be good, yes. You have to show us around. Definitely have to show us where to go. I would love that. I would. Get in contact with us about that as well. Get in contact with us. We'll head down there. I mean, if we're ever down there for the football as well, we'll probably go and watch the football, meet up with you as well. That'll be pretty cool.
Because as I said, you guys have got a really special place in my heart, because we've been the first collaboration. You've helped me out mega, and anything I can do for your channel, I do. And I said the same thing to Mike, but it's just, this is what I love about YouTube, everybody helps everybody, and especially the Formula One. So keep it up, and if you do enjoy my content and want to support me in a more personal way, then because if you want to donate or something, that would enable me to go to more things outside, like the football, or like paying my personal trainer or my back massage, because these costs I can't get on the NHS. So I've got to find them somehow. So, but anyway, guys, I loved it, and cheers for having me on.
No problem at all, Raz. Thank you so much as well. Yes, guys. So, like I said, two more videos to go on this series. Go and find out who they are. Go and watch them as well to find out who they are as well. Can't wait for this as well. And of course, if you're new around it, or if you're new to Raz's channel, please go and subscribe as well. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, we'll see you later.
Bye, guys.